Hello everybody, Victor Larson here, creator of the world of NomNom and co-founder of NomNom Verse RPG. In lieu of recent events, we understand that we have quite a bit of people that are confused and frustrated with the project due to the multiple delays that we've had. I would just like to spend a moment going over some of the issues that we have been having that have changed this delivery date time and time again. I understand that the NomNom project has gone well past its delivery date, and we know this has caused frustration for some of our campaign backers. I ask that you listen to these announcements with an open heart as I share challenges we have faced and most importantly how we plan to move forward. From the start, we've worked closely with our printing facility through multiple promo packs, even making a trip to the facility to ensure the cards would turn out exactly how we envisioned them. One thing we knew going into working with this printing company is the company specializes in square cut, thick stock sports cards, working with such companies as Topps and Panini. They assured us at every step that they could handle our project, even though it wasn't their normal type of work. To adapt, we worked non-stop to adjust everything for them, even details that a typical trading card printer would already have in place. However, there were several crucial parts not brought to our attention at the very beginning of this process, from the round corners to uploading of files in a particular manner. This added not only extra time to the project, but also extra cost. Despite these setbacks, we tried to share every update we could during the printing process, but were also hindered by the company's willingness to send constant updates. Many of you saw updates about the printing and cutting for our Ralph and Amos starter decks, but soon after we stopped sharing production images, mainly because we wanted to put a halt on production. There were several issues. The corners were damaged, the foiling was peeling, and the card images were either zoomed in or cropped incorrectly. Time and time again, we have promised you guys high quality trading cards. However, the cards that we got back from the printer after all these proto packs, we were not satisfied with the final result of these starter decks. It was almost like we were taking 2 steps forward and 4 steps back. This all led up to Spookala, our first big convention, which we had already made announcements and were signed on to. We were also told that we would be able to have a lot of the Kickstarter product in hand before Spookala, which was a goal we were adamantly trying to reach. As we did not want to pull out of Spookala last minute, we decided to move forward as strongly as we could. With very little notice, our original printer informed us that we would not be able to produce our Spookala promos for the event in time, stating that they could not create the Spookala cards unless we had a minimum order of 60,000 cards, an unrealistic quantity for a limited convention promo. This put us in a difficult position and further restricted our ability to print smaller promo sets through our current printer. In response, we had to quickly pivot and find another printer capable of producing our Spookala promos within a very tight time frame. Thankfully, we did find a printer in time that could promise us a timely delivery of our promo cards for the event. However, we do want to clarify that the promo cards that were created for the event is not our final printer that we will be finishing off the rest of the Kickstarter with. Due to this outsourcing for our promo cards, we actually had some of the team members drive out to Minnesota to pack up all these promo packs individually by hand. Even though these promo cards might not be the best of quality, we wanted to make sure that they were delivered in a way that showed you guys, hey, we do care and we are trying to give you guys a good experience and a good product here. We understand some of you are less than satisfied with the amount paid for these. However, thanks to everybody's support, this helped us cover the costs that were coming out of pocket to make all of this happen, not only for the event, but for these extra products that we are trying to do to fill the void of no Kickstarter. Despite all of this, the Spookala event was a huge success. We found ourselves teaching a bunch of new fans how to play the game, which leads me to my next talking point. Starter decks. We have a bunch of starter decks from our previous printer that need homes. we do have a bunch of starter decks that we will be sending to all our Kickstarter backers so that you guys can now play at home or wherever, and you will have the cards to do so. Not only will you guys have these cards, but we will also be sending the playmats you guys also ordered. So on top of the Kickstarter starter decks that you guys will still be receiving, you are now getting, let's call them beta starter decks. Although these starter decks were not at the level of quality we were hoping for when we finally got our hands on them, which we did manage to get them in hand before the Spookala event, we just knew that working with this printer was not going to work. So we quickly pivoted and started reaching out. So, I speak for the whole team when I say that we are all thrilled to announce that after careful review of our options, we are now partnered with Brian Tomeo of Knights and Summons trading card game. Brian himself has successfully ran Knights and Summons trading card game for several years and has officially joined the NomNom team as our head of production and manufacturing. Brian has established a 3-year relationship with a manufacturer we are now moving forward with for the printing of NomNom Verse. This new partnership guarantees both the quality we have been looking for and a timeline that we are more confident in than ever. So, just to reiterate, we'd like all of you guys to know watching this video that we have starter decks and playmats that have been created with our previous printer. We are more than happy to send what you guys are more than entitled to for your continued patience and support. We understand y'all's frustration, and we are here to answer questions and concerns and trying to address all of these issues as best as we possibly can. I speak for the whole team when I say that we greatly appreciate your guys' patience and your support as we move forward to the final stretch of this journey. Thank you for your continued belief in us and the NomNom Verse project. We're excited to move forward with this new chapter and deliver the experience you have been waiting for.